Hi guys, my name is Sharina and I'm the one who report about Cubism. So let's talk about Cubism. So what is Cubism for you? So anybody here who knows about Cubism?
Before I'm gonna start reporting, let me introduce my group mates. So, the reporter of this presentation is me, Trina Dagandan, while the researcher of this presentation is Kate Nicole Nieto, and the designer is Stephanie Humauas. The three of us are uniting to create PPT or the presentation about Cubism. So without their help, I can't do this. So thank you guys.
So we'll start. Next slide please. So Cubism is derived from a comment of Louis Baxiles described as reducing everything to geometric outlines to cubes. So anything that is geometric outlines that is reduced into cubes, it is called Cubism, and a revolutionary new approach representing reality inverted around 1907. While in 1908, by Pablo Picasso and George Braque, Cubism for them is breaking objects and figures into distinct areas, showing different viewpoints within same shape and suggest three-dimensional form. So there are two types of Cubism. First is we have the analytical Cubism. Analytical Cubism. The term analytical Cubism describes the early phase of Cubism, generally considered to run of Cubism from 1908 to 1912, characterized by a fragmentary and overlapping planes. It is also stated by a famous cubist who is George Braque. While synthetic cubism, it is characterized by simpler shapes and bright colors. The period of this cubism art movement is lasted from 1912 until 1914, led by famous painters. It is became popular style of artwork that includes characteristics like simple shapes, bright colors, and little to no depth. There are two types of cubism. So first, we have the analytical cubism. The term analytical cubism describes in the early phase of cubism, generally considered as to run from 1908 to 1912, characterized by fragmentary appearance of multiple viewpoints and overlapping planes, stated by famous George Braque. So while synthetic cubism is a period in the cubism art movement that lasted from 1912 until 1914. It is led by two famous painters who are George Braque and Pablo Picasso. And it became a popular style of artwork that includes characteristics like simple shapes, bright colors, and little to no depth. So, in synthetic cubism, it is more famous than analytical cubism. So, that's the difference between the two types of cubism. Next is Pablo Picasso. Is a Spanish painter, draftsman, and sculptor born on October 25, 1881 in the city of Malaga, Spain. First born of Don Jose Ruiz Blasco, also a painter, and Maria Picasso A. Lopez. So, Pablo Picasso is known for Cubism. He learned what painting was really about after seeing African masks at the Photographic Museum in Paris. His complete name was Pablo Ruiz Picasso. Pablo Diego Jose Francisco de Paula, Juan Nepomuceno Maria de los Remedios, Cipriano de la Santísima Trinidad Ruiz y Picasso. That was his complete name, well known in 20th century. For him, Cubism is one of the most humanizing style with its multiple perspective invented in time when it is collected. Pablo Ruiz Picasso was also famous until now because he is known for Cubism. Next is, this one is our example, the guitar player. So the guitar player is painted by Pablo Picasso, and the shapes here are more on cubes. So the shape here is more emphasizes than the color or the shades of the painting. So makaana jud ta nga it is cubism because as we can look, the sizes and the shapes are somehow equal and it's like a cube. So di ka siya if di ka artist if di ka artist kanang dili jud ka makaingon nga guitar ba na siya, but if kanang imo jung ilok og tarong makakuan jud ka nga it is a guitar made of cubes. So that was the painting of Pablo Ruiz. Before we'll proceed to the last slide, the summary, so let us all watch a video by Pablo Picasso, Cubism, entitled Cubism.
To use your imagination. Think of what you look like. What color hair do you have? What color eyes do you have? What color is your skin? Keep that image in your head. Now I want you to think about your favorite color. Think about it as your hair. Now imagine your face, made out of different shapes. Now open your eyes. We're gonna go on a little trip, and we're gonna take a flight. We're gonna fly here from California all the way to Paris, France. That's in Europe. And we're gonna see where this art came from. Paris, France is where the artist Pablo Picasso worked on many of his masterpieces. Picasso is famous for his paintings. Today we are looking at abstract art. Do you know what that is? Realistic art is what looks like the things that we see in the real world, just like looking through a window or at a photograph. Now, abstract art is different, very different. Abstract art uses your imagination to create it and to understand it. Colors, shapes, and lines in the art can be however you feel like creating them. You could be painting a tree, and the leaves could be purple. Now look at these two pictures of people. These are called portraits. One is realistic, and one is abstract. Which one do you think is abstract? The portrait on the left of President Obama is realistic. The one on the right is abstract. Look at the different colors and shapes. This is a painting by Pablo Picasso. Picasso created a new style of abstract art. It was called Cubism. Cubism is a style of art that uses lots of shapes and interesting colors to show ordinary objects. You can still recognize the shapes in the artwork as what they are, but they can look like they are made of squares, triangles, or rectangles. Oftentimes, the artwork looks like it's kind of flat. The colors that are used are chosen to create a certain feeling or mood. Check out this Cubist painting that Picasso created. Look very close. What do you see? Do you see any shapes? People? What do you think the painting is called? You can pause it and take a look. This painting is called The Three Musicians. As you can see, there are 3 people in it. The people are made out of simple shapes. These 3 people are holding 3 instruments. The one on the left is a clarinet player. In the middle, it's a guitar player. And on the right, a singer is holding sheet music. These three people are said to be Picasso and his two friends making music. On the floor, you can even spot a dog under the table. Even though it looks a little different, and it may be a little wild, this is still a painting of three musicians, and it tells a story. Picasso likes to tell stories with his artwork, and his Cubist style is very exciting, and it's very different.
So in conclusion for that video, we can say that si Pablo Picasso, when he been to Paris, he uses abstract art to create Cubism, and in a way he says that Cubism is more on shapes and it emphasizes cube shapes, and it's exciting because kanang you need to guess sa kanang nga image because it is an abstract. Cubism is from abstract art. So that's it. So next we'll proceed to the summary. So in summary for our discussion about Cubism, Cubism emerged during 1907 to 1908 by Pablo Picasso and George Braque, described as reducing geometric outlines and cubes. So Cubism is classified into two types, analytical Cubism and synthetic Cubism. Then Pablo Picasso is a Spanish painter, showed his interest in painting at the age of 7. Pablo Picasso paved the way for Cubism to be known as another art style. And through Pablo Picasso's passion, he was able to produce a lot of artwork like the guitar player, an artwork of interrelated geometric forms. So, acknowledgement. So, first and foremost, we would like to thank God for guiding and giving us knowledge to present this presentation, and second is our family for supporting us, especially food and financially. Third is our classmates for listening. Without you guys, this presentation would be nothing. And friends for encouraging us to do this task. Lastly, we acknowledge ourselves for making this presentation. It's a great pleasure for us to accomplish this task. Thank you, and thank you for listening. So for more source, we can refer to the link below, the sources. So Cubism, just click the link for more sources. Thank you guys, and God bless.